Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to get into what could be our final map of the night. It is, of course, going to be the Five Kings up against Mug once again. The knife round just finishing up because that's how we do it, but of course this was the Five Kings map pick, which means that Mug has chosen to start on the CT side here of Overpass. Guess we weren't lucky enough to get rid of the errors, but maybe we'll be lucky enough to see this map go the Five Kings way and get us to all three with that Inferno Decider. Unless, of course, you're a mentally unstable gamer yourself and you want to see this end here and now. And the Five Kings going to take an early four-man lean over towards outside. Game to strike first. Leon claims nothing in this round. Clear point to push through lobby, and it is going to be White Knight. The nade goes deep, does a little bit of damage there onto Bobby. Clear point pushing in, got a lot of heads to find, isn't able to find many of them, but Shorts comes through as well, finds Ramza. One here behind Optimus, but Bobby gets claimed as well. ACO finds him, and now Hobo coming in himself with some damage there on the 5-7, but Shorts cleans it up. A hat trick for him, a 2K for Cave, and the errors litter the bomb site as the Five Kings claim their A-site attack. Oh my goodness, so an early lead here from the Five Kings. It is only one round, but we can remember back on Nuke, that let them run away with a few of them off the rip. It is just going to be White Knight going down over here towards the B-bomb site. The remaining CT players want to try and lean this over towards a fountain side hit, and Bobby, he's up here in close range. He's got the MAC-10. He's going to find two clear point supports. Clave finds him. Cave, but it's White Knight now with it all to do. The captain tasked with finding something in this round, and he will at least claim a little bit of money into the bank. But that will be a second round and a fairly unflawed one. Only 4 players make it out of that one. I say only. Damn near the whole team. Only 20% actually fall, and that's the captain himself. More than willing to throw himself into the sea if that will get his ship to the destination. So now Mug going to be striking here. Trying to strike back, I should say. Leon chooses to only take a Deagle into this one. An interesting choice. No util. No head armor. And a Deagle to play with. Could be saving for an Ops, perhaps. Not quite sure. Tries to play back off this tree, but isn't going to be able to get anything. White Knight finds a first. Almost loses his life there in the process. Now a 4v4. Tysil lurking down over towards this B site. There is a boost actually situated over here, over the half wall, looking into sewer. But at the same time, the T is looking to strike onto this top site. Only ACO here to hold, but we know how dominant of a player he can be. We haven't yet run the stats here for the APL, but almost certainly the MVP coming out of map 1. White Knight on a flank here, chooses to take it into long. And now the T's, they just have to stay and wait. Hobo falling down towards B site, not quite believing how slow this has been, and it might be the right call. You can see clear point Bobby already falling down to try and join Tyso, who has taken the full B site control. And oh my gosh, Hobo gets through right at the last moment, claims Tyso, and AK down. And now this remaining player up towards A. Cave tries to find something, shut out by ACO. It's a 2v4, this time favoring the Mug perspective. And they need to try and find something coming out of this round. Already 2 in heaven, 2 on bridge. Bobby and Clearpoint combine, and Bobby finds a second. Can he find the third? He's up on the rafters, but it's ACO to scream AC no and rip Mug's first round into contention here in this map. And oh no, the disrespect, the teabag on the board, a mushroom stomp, the first of the league. And Bobby, that is gonna rattle him up. And oh no, don't keep doing don't straddle the error. Oh my goodness. Some fast-flying frags, and you gotta give them credit. Clearpoint and Bobby, they come up in that 2v4. They claim 3 between them. But ACO has been head on a swivel. This entire match has been ready to strike. And Leon, yep, it was the correct call. He's got that op on board now. 0 kills so far in this map, but we've seen how deadly he can be once turned on. And he is going to lock down that long position. And oh no, it's a fast play over towards Monster. Are they going to be ready for it? Hobo and ACO setting up the boost. Hobo finds 2. Teisel, though, already allowed to strike in. And it's a double kill. 3v3. White Knight finds the first. Already up to the pillar is Clear Point. And now Teisel and Clear Point make it a 2v2. Leon with this op, will he be gifted anything towards heaven? Teisel just in time to get himself into the pit. Spots out one towards Graffiti. If he can find this, it'll just be Leon with the op, trying to see if he'll be gifted anything, but Teisel with 4 on the round, gonna be saying, come on, Clear Point, just go back in time, give me that 1 for an ace. But he comes up huge, his first 4 kills in the round, and they come up in a fashion such as that. Oh my goodness, ripping his team into a 3-1 lead. And now over on the CT side, it's going to be only ACO to get himself a gun, the FAMAS out. And not another B-side take. They know that the CT is going to be hurting a little bit for money here. ACO with an early flash, but he's not gifted anything for it. And White Knight tagged down to 30 off that exchange. So Cave going to be given some room here to try and cheat up. White Knight still towards Party, trying to see if he can spot anything out, and it looks like a fight incoming over towards Playground. Clear Point spots out the long player. Leon falls. Going back over, and it's White Knight to find 1, but quickly traded. The captain at least ringing out here as Teisel down over towards B finds 1. Hobo quick to trade it. A 3v2, but now both of these CT players with guns, and it's the man who can up here on the A site, hiding behind APC, looking to see if he'll be able to get anything here as Bobby gets over towards Optimus. Does find him, and now it's Hobo. 5 and 4 so far in the game. A smoke gonna block him out from this dumpster spot. But will he be able to find any water here in the desert? He is gonna get himself in a striking position. Bobby ready for the smoke to fade, and Hobo, he pushes through. He's not gifted anything. And 5 and 5 for him. 4 and 1 for the 5 Kings. The captain leading the charge right now over on the 5 Kings, but it's got to be said, a pretty even frag distribution. If we look at the scoreboard here, 1 player in the server on the goose egg. That's a surprising Leon, who has been a monster this whole game so far. But you look over at the 5 Kings, it'd be hard to tell who's had the most impact. Everybody coming up in their unique moments, hitting the crucial shots. And now for Mug, they're hoping that they can finally put a stop here to what they were hoping to do there in round number 4. As we enter round number 6. Nade goes over towards Monster, opens up a little bit. It is only 2 players on this site. Hobo and Ramza. 2 monsters that we've seen throughout the series. And that opens up a second player to spot on in, and I think we're on a little bit of a lag delay there, because before I even knew it, that player was deleted. Cave finds 1 out of connector. Leon trying to find this player coming in off the flank, and his first frag is a crucial one. Clear point found. The bomb secured down towards construction. And Teisel with an op. Doesn't quite know what he wants to do to strike. Cave as well, down in the outside of connector. And once this smoke fades out of construction, it's going to be dangerous for him. He isn't ready for it. The aggressor gets him. And Teisel, at this point, he's just looking to save the big green. Get it back out towards T-spawn. Look to try to get it out of contention. And a nicely played round from Mug off the back of Hobo. A 3 kill from him. And 8 and 5 for him so far on the match. Tags Ramza up. Takes some damage in the trouble. But surely, Teisel, surely you don't keep fighting here. Hobo coming in to assist. And this could be potentially disastrous for Teisel. It is. Hobo, a 4K on the round, and you gotta say, a little bit greedy there from Teisel. They do know where he is in that position, and of course you could see he did have a flare on the flank that was trying to come in and steal that op away, but just that prolonged fight, he knows that there are still 2 on this bomb site, knows that they could come claim him, and claim them they do. So now, Teisel, only a MAC 10 in this round. Shorts claiming, I'll duo with my buddy, get one out himself. And the op this time on the back of Hobo. And the smile in his name might be just showing how he's feeling about having the long gun in his hand this round, as he just likes to play it up towards heaven, wait for any sort of monster aggression. You have Ramza probing fairly deep here, and Teisel going to be gifted a kill there off the captain. The M4 spotted out. Clearpoint finds him, and now it should be a B site rotate. That's 2 early frags down in Con and in B. But no, they take it back up towards A. This might be the correct call, because right now, Hobo, the man with the plan and the big green op, couldn't rhyme that one, does find himself on B. They've got to find Leon, though, and gets 2 for himself. Oh, but a 2v1. Now it's Hobo, the top frag of the server, I believe, 9 and 5. Needs to try to come out huge to get his mentally unstable squad into a little bit more of a stable position. They see him pushing through the smoke. That's going to allow Clearpoint to get off the bomb and gets him just in the nick of time into safety, as it will be Hobo to fall, and a 5th round for the 5 Kings. Hobo, I mean, in that position, he wants to try to do something, because after that point, there's just so many angles in the 1v2 that you just have to try to find yourself in some sort of defensive position. But it does have to be asked, would it have been a better decision to take out that pistol, rush in there, try to at least claim the guy that's not planting the bomb, and then fight for something? You know, maybe pull out the op, try to get a lucky second shot, maybe even running through with the op and hoping to get lucky. But unfortunately, there's so many variables going on in that play. Bobby gets tagged down to 58. And enough about last round. We got enough going on here already. 2 T-side players. It's Teisel and Bobby leaning, or Teisel and Cave, apologies, leaning over towards this B site. 3 players striking out Fountain. Leon gonna come through here soon. The smoke, though, might keep him away. Does he peek before it? No. White Knight tries to aggress, and somehow Shorts manages to find a timing on him from above. Clearpoint takes out Leon. That's the MP9 out of the round. And now, Cave, he's hearing these players rotate up off B. He's saying, hey, hold on a second. I might have some free real estate. It might be a picking, an apple picking harvest. I don't know. Leave me alone. But Hobo finds the first. Now over towards construction, trying to find the first player. Spots out Teisel, but loses his life. ACO thrust into the clutch once more. And that C in his name might as well stand for clutch, because he has been monstrous in them all game. But can he do anything here against 3 fully healthed T-side players? Shorts, of course, only on the MP9. He's over towards construction right now, or sorry, connector right now. But the other 2 aimed down on him. Interesting camera angle here on Teisel. that was cute. You gotta give it. Sometimes we got some cute angles, and no, ACO, he knows when to count his chickens. He knows that he's not being given anything here in the clutch. Short's just gonna see if he can claim a gun here out of the end. But yeah, gets a Galil for his trouble. Not even that significant of an upgrade. But you know what, actually? I'm a Galil enjoyer. That is an upgrade. Good job, Shorts. Good grab. Oh, so a 6th round secured. We're starting to see maybe why the 5 Kings felt so comfortable having this as their 2nd map, and it does have to be asked, if they did pull off that comeback in map 1, could we be looking at a very quick 2-0? But right now, we're looking like we might be going to DE Inferno. And that is quite the hot opportunity that we've got lined up. Only Teisel to lean down over towards B this round. Ooh, an unlucky nade. Luckily for Bobby, I think it only tags him, and it only tags him about 6. But still, not what you want to see in a round like this. It is going to be, ooh, an early kill there onto Ramza. Isn't able to connect it onto Hobo as well, and that's definitely a player Teisel wants to try and take out of this one if he can. Hobo tucks over into the right side of water, doesn't allow himself to be seen any further, and he's got to be careful if he wants to try to escape this. Might have to try to jump over this line, because Teisel, oh, he's aimed on it, and he finds him! Hobo! Up against the op at that long of range, and you find the frag? Are you nuts? He must be looking everywhere for that new home, because this Hobo is on a tear. Leon finds one in the back as well, and what looked to maybe be a bit of a throwaway round here, and just kind of a thrust into a 7th round win for the 5 Kings. Does, of course, start leaning into a little bit more equality. Hobo finds one, finds a second. Can he find a 4K on the round? It's only Shorts at 7 HP, and ACO up here in bank. But right now, you could see It's Shorts and Hobo on that map. ACO coming in to join him, and ACO here to lock the door. Hobo, phenomenal play on that round. Takes out the op at long range from Monster, finds himself a 2K there in Bathroom, and just shuts up, clears the way, and lets ACO come up to support him and lock in a third round. This man is eager to get to a map 3, or maybe even, or sorry, not eager to get to a map 3, eager to go to bed. Doesn't want to have to see a map 3. He goes, hey, you know what? We got enough Counter-Strike out of us in the double OT. Let's see if here we can just do our job and go home. So now we got 4 players on the 5 Kings down over towards this B side. Gonna be an early find there from Hobo, who doesn't even take any damage in that exchange. And that's gonna be heartbreaking for the 5 Kings, because that's a player that if they could have at least done some damage and take him out of the round, sure, maybe lose 2 players, but you take him out, who's currently 15 and 7 ACO with the spray onto the op. Oh, or onto... yeah, I believe that was the op. Oh my gosh. And another 3K. Over 2 KD from Hobo in this one. He is on something. Let's get a PC check on this guy, because, oh my goodness, he is just reading them like a book. And little known fact, he doesn't even have a library card, so where he's getting this book, I have no idea. But he might be done with his daily reading after this one. 4-6. 5 Kings, they're going to be fighting to get some sort of advantage going into the second half, but off this round, it's going to be a full save, and will we see for one of the first times this game, the 5 Kings 5 stack a position on the map? Looks like that position's going to be connector. They know that usually this is a White Knight position, and it will be once more. He goes in, goes for the spray, finds one. Will he find a second? No. Tysil there with the burst, does manage to secure it, and now this is all 5 players, but through the door, Hobo just decimating them once more, and Leon. Not a tense round by any stretch of the imaginations. Mainly Glocks here for the tees, but what are these shots that we're seeing coming out of the counter-terrorists? It is highway robbery we didn't see Hobos, but Leon's. Oh my goodness. Playing some Rainbow Six here. Leon goes for a spot up. Oh, and he spots Tyson, and it's a second wall bang. He says Hobo's not the only one you should be paying attention to, guys. He says there's some more players on this team that got something to show for themselves. And oh my goodness, Ramza, you know, he's been quiet since the first map, but if his teammates are showing up like this, is he even necessary? Do we even need to see Hukanza? Now you might be asking yourself, what does that mean, Austin? I'm also not sure. Sometimes you just let the mouth go and see what comes out. And it looks like this time he wants to bring out the little green, wants to put some sort of scope in striking position. That molly not going to land much there over towards Pipe. And Hobo takes a lot of damage for the trouble, but luckily escapes with his life. It is only clear point here on the B-bomb site. He tries to do a little bit of wall banging himself, but Leon here with the op. Oh my goodness, the timing. Gets a tag onto Cave, but he's found. And what timing. Sits there pre-aiming it dang near the whole round, and the moment he gives it, oh, Tysil, a head on a swivel, finds White Knight. 4 players now of the 5 Kings up towards this A site. All 5, actually. We've got a quintet. Call it a quartet. Call it a duo, Ramza. We say last round he needs to start popping up. And maybe, oh my gosh, can I even get a word out before another player gets a multi-kill? Clear point. Making it so that my thoughts aren't clear at all. 2v1. The 5 Kings, they want this 7-5 lead. Shorts and clear point. ACO, though, going to be pushing up from Dumpster, so this is going to be a Shorts v ACO brawl. Shorts ready, Shorts hits the spray, and he locks in a crucial kill to get the 2-round lead. And oh my gosh, Ramza, the little engine who could that round, finds a triple on the site, but clear point, head on a swivel, is not going down without a fight. So now the 5 Kings, 2-round advantage, 5 rounds between them and another match point, but 6 rounds between them and winning it. And yes, that is because I did fail at a simple 13 minus 7. But that's okay. What's not okay is that 10 damage from Tysil. Come on, your poor feet. So it's going to be a lean over here towards A. Looks like 4 of the 5 players. You'll have ACO down towards Connector. Nobody going to be there for him to strike up against. And, oh my gosh, Cave already tagged down to 26. Shorts wants to push in, finds one. Shorts gets himself a first. Leon falls. Good frag to find. Tries to go in and find anything more, but ACO from Connector. Finally, room to strike. Hobo sees Cave in Divider. Manages to pick him away. Bobby, now the captain, called to the table, but the Hobo claims him. And Mug looked to try and take this pistol round and say, hey, you know what? We can also win pistol rounds. You know, we're not just rifle round players, but clear point. Oh my gosh, it's clear point. Hit a clutch! And he's got 3. I wrote this round off. And it's Hobo versus clear point. Spotted out! And clear point! A 4K! A 1 versus 4 to come out of that one and deny the pistol round win. Are you kidding me? A phantasmagorical play from him. The USP in hand. And that final jump up to spot Hobo over the box and know where his final target were. Clear point does not want him to go to bed yet. He's a dog with a bone, and he wants to keep chewing. Oh my gosh, yeah, put us on this man for a little bit because he is here to win. Not too happy at how Nuke turned out as clear point. And maybe Overpass is their way back into the series. Bobby spots 1. The captain claiming the first. Leon is going to be able to connect there. Gets a second as well onto Shorts. So now at 3v3, Bobby does find a second in that exchange. And he's tagged down to 60. 3 fully health players here from Mug, but I'd say very little to work with. But we've got a Deagle on Hobo, who's been an absolute demon. Leon with a 2K, only an MP9 to speak for here, but Tysil and Clearpoint are on M4s. Bobby still trying to play close. And Clearpoint, he's up over towards A, stops this lurk from Leon. This flank denied. And Hobo seeing if he can spot anything else. Sees one over towards ramp. Ooh, sees the second over towards water. Isn't able to secure it. No, falling back down into sewer. ACO and Hobo have to regroup. 12 HP, and it looks like they want to try to do a boost. They want to see if they can poke anybody out here over the site. The bomb is spotted. But Clearpoint, will he be ready for this? Will he spot this out? Yep, he does. He sees it. He claims him. And ACO. Oh, in the 1v3, 28 seconds, and we've seen him do some miraculous things, and I won't write him out of this one, but this would be a miracle upon miracles. Clearpoint, I think he spotted him on the cross, but was really focused on trying to get that flick. In the end, finds the kill, and a full house between Bobby and Clearpoint. And interesting, you know, the Clearpoint, the first round draft pick for Bobby. And it had to be said, you know, there were some other players that we were like, they might kind of be first rounders. Clearpoint, I don't think even playing in an APL show match prior to this. But Bobby and Clearpoint, they play a lot together. These two queue damn near all the time. And it seems like Bobby knew what he was picking going into his team draft. One player low. Oh, it's the shotgun from Cave that's robbed away from ACO and Mug. 2 quick strikes here off the rip. But Tysil, Bobby, and Clearpoint left in it. The 3 amigos from the last round looking to try and claim once more. Plenty of real estate here. It's Clearpoint early here on this B-bomb, or A-bomb side, apologies. One from outer bathroom will spot him out. It's Hobo. The nade gonna come in. That could do monstrous damage, and it claims the kill. Ramza getting him low enough to be picked away by that util, and now it's Tysil with it all to do, and too many heads to find. Mug strike back in and get us on a 9-6 score line. And I know what all the fans are hoping. Oh, why couldn't the score be the other way around? Not, of course, due to the names of the teams, but, well, the cultured will understand. So now the Five Kings with a decision. Do we save or go for a buy? It looks like Bobby has decided to all in into this one. His teammates sitting on USPs and Deagles. So the captain going to have to come up big here with this M4. And it looks like it's actually going to be an early lean there over into a sewer top wall spray. But Bobby probably going to be a little bit disappointed here because it doesn't look like Mug wants to play with him this round. Looks like they are more than happy to fight off against these pistols. Leon going to take some aggression. Spots out against Clearpoint there and back along. Clearpoint wants to see if he'll be gifted anything, and he will. I say gift. He had to work for that one, even if it seems easy. And Shorts spots out White Knight, tags him to 12 through the smoke. Clearpoint, here's the close player, isn't able to find a second. Sometimes lightning does not strike twice, and now Bobby. I'd say Bobby's going into a save, but he's actually rotating up onto this site. Does he want to try and salvage this? It's going to put him in very dangerous spots next round, but he finds the first. Still stuck here in Optimus. He's spotted out from Hobo. He's found in the end. And now Teisel on a little bit of a quest to try and get a gun and save going into the next, because unless he pulls off a miracle, this will almost certainly be a 7th round for Mug. I say unless he can pull off a miracle, because I am still shell-shocked over how we're even in this situation. But we have seen crazier stuff in the APL, in the show matches, and even in this very same series. Five Kings within 4 rounds of map 2, but it looks like making that 3 rounds will not come in this one. Now, all 3 Ts are going to be exiting towards long. If they get a little overzealous here on their running, they might gift a gun towards Teisel, but it looks like the discipline will pay off. They will sit back here along this tree. Teisel saves his armor, saves his 5-7, but that'll be it. And now Shorts Cave a little bit richer than they were the round before. They could afford to do some sort of half buy, maybe a push towards Fountain. And Bobby, he's just going to full buy back into this one again. So the call's probably going to be made, but I think it was a little late there. I think the Five Kings starting to get a little bit rattled. And you can see just some delays here. In that initial buying is going to give ACO quite a bit of legroom over here into Khan. He is going to face off against this shotgun of Bobby. Bobby trying to land it, but ACO claims him. Only losing 30 in the process. Shorts here towards inner bathroom. Teisel does peek his head into connector, and White Knight does find clear point after Ramza loses his life. But still a 4v5. Shorts will peek out. Doesn't find anything for the trouble. Leon, in fact, sitting here on 2 health points. So definitely some skulls for Cave to find. He gets a headshot onto the first. Teisel wants to rotate up. Leon's still with 2 HP, but there's no util here on these CTs to try and will down this remaining player. White Knight, he pushes. He spots Cave, spots Teisel. Both players within pissing distance of a kill, and it will be White Knight to be it out. Oh my gosh, I didn't really love that. I didn't love the corner I backed myself into there. But what I do love is that Mug, now within 1 round. And we might be looking at another overtime game if, you know, the Five Kings, if they can fight back into this and get 3 more. But this round, I mean, again, just forced down onto these pistols. And it's got to be said, I mean, was last round's decision kind of to full buy back into it, or at least force up? Was that a little premature? It might have been. Bobby gonna get a boost up here a little bit late here, and that's gonna be White Knight to claim him. Are they gonna be ready though for 2 more players on this site? They were ready for the next. Hobo finds 2. Will he find a 3rd? He will. So a 3k for him, 1k for White Knight, of course, on that boosted Bobby. And clear point down here on the ass cam into a lower fight. Does claim White Knight, so that could be a recoverable gun. But already got Leon trying to hunt him deep there and under. And Hobo with a 4k on the round, 29 and 12. And this man desperate to go to bed. Oh my goodness. 9 all. And again, I don't mean to harp on it, but it does have to be said. The force buy in round 17. We could have seen this buy last round. Teisel, you gotta stop jumping so far there, buddy. Clearpoint wants to go for an early shot. Will he be gifted anything on the aggression? Does spot one over towards Playground, knows that there's more towards Fountain. Shorts now wants to trade out with him in this position, and is gifted a kill onto Hobo for it. Clearpoint comes in and chimes. And now a 5v3. Damn near a 5v2 as ACO tagged down to 11. Cave on 21 health points, but for that exchange gets Ramza to 23. And Clearpoint doesn't quite manage to lower down Leon, does get him to 75, but not quite where he was looking. He mainly wanted to make that player join the one-tap club there. And Shorts here, he's on a monstrous flank if this works out. Spots one. It's going to be ACO. Going to be Ramza. That's the two low players. So Leon now with it all to do. 4 kills to find. He has to ace this round up to get his team back in contention. And the 5 Kings won't allow that. Shorts 4K on the round. Great play from him, and it's got to be said, he starts that round out with an initial peek with his teammate. He trades off with Clearpoint. Clearpoint goes up, tries to get that info over towards the fountain play, falls back. Shorts rotates in to get that first kill, plays long the damn near rest of the round. I'm swearing a lot, don't know why, but that flank in the end just kind of locks it up. Because those two low players, they did have AKs, so of course any kill, any shot could be a kill. And Cave gonna fall early there onto White Knight. Gets a lot of damage in the trouble. Or for the trouble, I should say. Clearpoint has to turn off of that one. Loses his life in the process. Auto Director a little eager to get off that cam, in fact. But Shorts and Bobby claim in their own. Teisel rotating back up to A with the op. Bobby following in the footsteps. They just want to consolidate together, these CTs. But the Ts are not committed anywhere yet. Mentally unstable, sure, but disciplined in their risk-taking, certainly. Hobo is going to be allowed to cheat up towards this site. And it is still Teisel with the op, but that op going to be heard, I believe. If it wasn't before, now it is. So Hobo, he's well aware. A kill so quick, Auto Director figured we didn't need to see it. And now it's Bobby with it all to do. He's down in Monster. He's running with his knife out. Should be a easy frag for ACO, but it isn't. And he decides just to give up and run that bomb back over to A. Can't blame him. And also can't blame Hobo for coming in to claim that frag and get a 10-all scoreline on the board. So the errors rain out, but what isn't an error is this man himself, Hobo, 32 and 13. I say this man himself as we're on Bobby. I'm looking at Hobo. You have no way of knowing that. But Cave, 7 and 17. Ramza 5 and 13. We've seen these players come up big throughout the match. It's going to have to be asked, will they activate here at the end of map 2? 3 rounds for either team could secure it. Teisel finds the first over towards water. It's going to be a second from Bobby over onto Ramza, so the 5 Kings striking first. Their noble aura enough to strike fear into the hearts, but ACO and White Knight striking back. White Knight as well. Finds himself deep here into water. I don't think he's going to be ready for this Toxic player at all. So if he pokes his head up a little bit higher, or if this player just decides to move a little further left, it could be disaster for White Knight. Clearpoint comes into heaven to support his teammate. At the same time, ACO and Hobo rotating back up towards this A site. Cave with the perfect timing onto ACO there, catches him off guard, and that's going to call White Knight back. Teisel from Toxic claims him, and Cave comes up big onto Hobo as well. 11 and 10, we were saying we needed to see things out of him, see things out of Ramza, and 2 crucial kills from Cave locks in the round for the Kings. 11 to 10, within striking distance of map point here for the 5 Kings on their map pick. It looks like it's just going to be a good old-fashioned B take, ladies and gentlemen. 5 players towards the B site. Bobby and Teisel to hold off against it. Bobby takes the fight over towards construction, finds one. Teisel finds one as well, but both fall. It's an open site, a 3v3 sure, but a well-open and well-deserved bomb plant off those 2 traded kills. So now the CTs, they need to make a decision. Do they try to get back into this and fight for round 12, or do they get out and save and secure they have money going into the next? Looks like they're choosing the former. And it looks like it might work off. Shorts with the early kill on the Leon. It's Hobo and White Knight to find it. White Knight set up over towards Bridge. He falls to the ramp player. And now Clear Point. He's having to fight off against... Or sorry, Hobo having to fight off against the entirety of the CT side. And Shorts is on it. He has the kit and he has the round. 3v3. And not a single blue side member falls. A gamble? Sure. But the great thing about gambling is sometimes you win. Oh, so the Five Kings. They have to be thrilled about that outcome. But it is not over yet. Mug. 5 rifles. 1 Galil, and that's on White Knight. So even the players that have been striking fear into the hearts of these CTs are going to be well equipped. It is an early frag onto White Knight, and Shorts coming up as well onto Leon. So a 5v3. Hobo pre-aimed here on Inner. Does find Shorts. Gets tagged to 25 in the process. And at 34 and 15, Hobo, he might have to rip his team screaming and yelling into round 24. ACO, though, fairly quiet this half. Hobo gets a second. But we've seen how monstrous these 3 players can be. Really on both sides of the server. Caves pushed himself over towards front bathroom. And with Ramza pushing up long, it looks like this might decide whether or not the T's try their hand at A or book it down to B. Cave, oh my gosh, the timing here. Back into the corner. He's going to spot out the first, but it's Hobo to get the kill. So now, 3 players to form on this site. Hobo with a 3K so far on this round. The Molly burns down Bobby. And could Hobo claim an ace here with only 25 HP? I said he had to rip this team into round 25. And he might be tearing that Velcro damn near in half. So Teisel wants to go up and go for a fight here. I believe he got spotted out just then. Ooh, a tag there onto Teisel. Hobo, he's hungry for this 5th kill. He wants to try and find it. And Teisel forced to fall off. Hobo here on the hunt. Teisel dropping down, and it's Hobo with the ace. 5 on the round, and Hobo monstrous 38 kills. And a 3v5. Should we just call it a 1v5? Holy guacamole, those avocados got squashed. And the 5 Kings, they're out of money. Cave $800 on his name. An MP9, though, dropped by a teammate. And the 5 Kings, they're going to have to come up big. They're going to need to strike. Ramza on the op as well. He chooses to take that down towards B. So it's going to be a long angle there onto Monster. And Teisel, he might get baited into it. He does. White Knight as well. And ACO, all 3 ring out in glorious harmony. And we might be seeing overtime. It looked done. It looked dusted. A 5-3. Clear Point. Here in the 2v5. Brings it to a 2v4. And do Cave and Clear Point want to replicate what just happened to them? Even in a little bit of a more difficult spot. Hobo playing up onto that rafter. Not sure if that was a 4x3 moment. Don't know if Cave got 4x3'd or was just so aimed on construction that he didn't see him. But regardless, we're back into overtime. It seemed like it'd be done. It seemed like we were going to be going straight into our neck, or straight into an Inferno. It seemed like we were going to see it. And of course, the HUD does always screw up at this point, so let me go in and fix it, because there you go, the 5 Kings still on the CT side. I mean, now at least they got full money. The only caveat is, so do their mentally unstable opponents. So it's going to be ACO this time taking the fight over towards B. A little odd there. He's usually the one trying to take this fight over in Connector, trying to lean over towards A with his friends. And it is White Knight here to fight. Cave finds the frag. So an early lead in the fragging department this round, but ACO seems like he wants to try and rotate down. Might have been reading that Hobo is usually the B-side player. Might be an opportunity for him to maybe take out a fairly powerful egg from the basket. And now he's gifted a lot of real estate over here towards B. Hobo gets a nice little headshot on the cave. Teisel, a late shot, but a shot hit nonetheless onto ACO. And if that kill would have come through, this round was almost certainly gone. Bobby, deep into connector. So Hobo, depending on how he decides to try and strike out here, might lose his life. He doesn't. The 3v3 into a 3v2. Ramza, Leon, towards outer bathroom, and actually, Clear Point, the one to see his opponent first in that spot. But the op from Ramza just comes up gigantic. 2 kills on the round for him. Teisel trying to find him over towards Dice, but ends up finding him towards Long. 2v1, Leon. 1 bullet will take out the opper. But Bobby from behind gonna have to be the first one to be found in Flower. He does. Leon has to come up big. It's a 1v1. Teisel, 21 HP, 1 bullet needed. He hits him through Flower, but it's Leon to claim him. Teisel gonna be a little upset that that wall bang went the way it did. That could have been a clutch in his direction every day of the week. But Leon coming up big, gets himself the 1v2, and manages to rip Mug into a 13th round when it was almost certainly 5 Kings game. And this is a situation where we probably aren't going to get a second overtime if we see Mug claiming 3 rounds straight. They seem to have woken up in this second half. Even if we take Hobo out of the equation, which it's pretty damn hard to do at 40 and 16. Oh, Hobo claims 1. Clear point, Bobby. Rain back in as well, so a 4v3. Hobo spots 1 out towards Long, but it's Clear Point to come out on top this time. 4v2. And taking some additional damage as Clear Point, but he's going to fall back over towards bottom boost. Leon wants to try and hunt this kill. The molly not going to go deep enough to find him. Goes up top, finds the headshot. Very good awareness from Leon, because that was an early fallback from Clear Point. But he is just fully aware that, yep, this player's locked in here. He doesn't have that kind of 5-second memory that we've seen from some players. I mean, we're here in NA Counter-Strike. Everybody's seen it. So he does have the awareness to claim that frag. And very nice shooting from him as well, because Clear Point knew where he was. Teisel going to be the only one down here towards the B-bomb site. Right now it looks like the correct decision, because we've got both Leon and ACO leaning towards A, but with both of them being outer bathroom, do they decide at any point just to pull the ripcord and run towards B? No. Looks like it's going to be a lean towards A. Going to be an early spot from bathroom to dumpster. No frags found just yet, but Bobby knows that there's a player in those right flowers. Going to have the nade to finish it off as well. ACO, he's looking to try and slip by. Finds the first, and dumpster knows where the second is, but Cave won't allow him to get a double. The 5 Kings stay alive with a round on the CT side, and now we play to see who will come out of this half with a lead. Will it be Mug, who have been on a tear since the 5 Kings stepped up onto 12? Or will it be the Cinco Amigos over here who have been fighting back in? I feel like I've been saying over here a lot. That's okay. You know, sometimes you just go back to the basics. English is tough. It's White Knight, the only one towards B early. He's playing aggressive in pipe, but Bobby wanting to get aggressive as well into construction. He has a smoke down to try and look over. Auto Director decides that's not a kill we need to see, as Leon clips the trading kill onto shorts up on A. Ramza spotted out against Clear Point and Long, but does win the fight. Now ACL. He's looking to try and find something as well. Bobby, over here towards the left side of sight, tucked into the corner. Finds the first onto Leon, now in a 3v3. Cave falling into long bathroom. Does get spotted out and does get claimed by ACO. So the site open. Bobby, the only one here. Teisel still holding the line down towards B, but that is not a line that can be held for long. Bobby going to be picked away, and Teisel is going to have to pull off a terrific clutch in the 1v3. He chooses to go towards upper. He was already in graffiti, so he knows that, well, there's going to be some skulls to find, and it looks like... Oh, he's going to find Hobo. Hobo thinking that, oh no, this is a connector play for sure. Tries to rush down and get some real estate. Loses his life in the process. It's a 1v3 now. And ACO, he's on the flank. He's already lower, looking to try and strike. Ramza locked in here over towards this bank, and ACO not even needed as the man who can. Ramza, 2 kills on the round, and a 14-13 scoreline going into this second half. We've already seen in this series 3 overtimes. Can we see a 4th? The 5 Kings, they want to try and win this one and rip us into Inferno. But things haven't been feeling the most stable. And I know some gamers who thrive in that environment. 5 Kings, it's a 4-man lean towards B. Right now, it's only Leon there to meet him. Nope, they're going to have Hobo as well. And that is a man they definitely didn't want to go up against. He only has a Deagle to his name. A Deagle on Hobo. This could be disastrous. White Knight on an XM. He's in connector. Once this smoke fades, now they know there's the Deagle there. They can't imagine that that is only a Deagle. And Hobo looks like he's going to try and drop over towards his compatriot, find the gun. Doesn't quite. That Deagle needs to try and strike here. And it's going to be XM coming out from connector. Spots out Shorts. Shorts finally landing the spray, but Hobo finding himself lost in the trouble. ACO. Ooh. Trying to find something here as he pushes bridge. Spots out that there's no one here in the water area. And Bobby, he's just going to molly over towards ramp. Knows ACO's got to push up. Spots him out, claims him. And the 5 Kings with 3 alive and with a 14 all on the scoreboard. And it does just have to be asked, Hobo, mistake or hubris in that round? And it looks like it's going to be hubris. A mag 7 coming out for him. He's 14-19. Or 14-19. 42-19. A lot more of a deadly scoreline if you get it right. Leon, perhaps with the tech issue. I'm not sure. A little bit late into this one as well. Not a great start for Mug. Luckily for them, they're not going to be punished immediately for it. Taiso, I believe, did spot out that aggressor. But it's White Knight to win the fight. Shorts as well down here over into lower. That mag 7 getting some good damage onto him from pipe. Nade comes through as well, but it doesn't find a frag. And now a 5-4 lead. With 80 seconds to go. 5 Kings need to try and figure out where they want to go. It looks like right now a long rotate back up to top connector. Clear point with the op here in a pretty good spot, but he's just off. Tries to, I think, shoot the AK back to himself, and it doesn't work out. You could just see the frustration there in that turn to leave. Oh, he wants to go back. He hasn't had enough, but the fight won't pan out. White Knight taking some liberties here, gets some damage onto clear point in the process, but... Oh, the smoke gonna come up. It's at a perfect timing for White Knight to get some damage in as well. Cave tag down to 33. Shorts as well. Clear point on 43. And this fight coming over towards Ramza. We saw him go nuclear on this site once before. Can he mirror that success? It's gonna be Bobby to deny him. 4-3, now leaning towards the Kings. Molly gonna go back out over towards Dice. And it is going to be ACO on Optimus to try to hold this one alive. Gets the first, gets the second. Leon chimes in as well. It's just Cave. He needs to try to find the Optimus player. He does, but Leon will not allow that to be struck out for long. And it's Mug on map point. Map, match, series point. If they can get onto 16. And Hobo the Hubris will continue to reign in. And Ramzo looks like he wants a little bit of the action as well. The Negev. Or wait. Is that a... It can't be. White Knight. Drive-by kill there in connector. Now decides to push up towards Fountain. Will he be ready for this playground? Player! Head on a swivel. Gets him to 5, but doesn't find the frag. Ramza on site. Or on A side, I should say. Leon, the one down here, alongside Hobo to catch any B leaners. And we do have clear point. Down there with the op. Hobo takes a peek down over towards connector. But now this is going to be a lean from clear point. This could come up absolutely huge for him. If he can find one of these players, which right now looks like Leon. It is Leon. And then Negev comes out and strikes. Short's found on A. And Hobo, a little unknown in this spot. Is Clearpoint going to have the awareness that Hobo probably pushing up behind him? He does. The no-scope, though, doesn't connect. The Tech-9 doesn't either. A 3 versus 2 now as Hobo grabbing onto an op. Tries to aim in close. Doesn't find the first frag. It's Cave and Bobby here trying to fight off against him. Narrowly tucks into the left. Finds himself over towards Pipe as well and jumping around. Isn't able to secure the kill. It's going to be Bobby, but ACO whiffing on the frag. Doesn't manage to connect. And this Negev, it's here to play. The hat trick secured. Map, match, series point going to be capitalized on, and that will be it. Mug will come through with the win. And if they do throw this, they will be receiving penalties. Yeah. An important rule for me to make going forward, that if they throw it, they're receiving penalties. But a very close match. We see a 4th overtime and pull ourselves through. It was almost like he could hear me say that. Pull ourselves through a 2-0 from Mug, but the 5 Kings, what a showing from them. They fight their hearts out. It just wasn't enough in this spot, but we will see a beautiful start to APL Season 1. So thank you all for watching. I hope sincerely that you enjoyed. Thank you to our competitors for coming out here and putting on a phenomenal show for everybody watching. And we'll see where exactly the stats are leading us in the leaderboard going forward. But I sincerely hope to see everybody for the next APL match, because, oh boy, I had some fun, and I'm hoping everybody else involved did too. So thank you. Have a fantastic rest of your night. And from me, from everyone I know, which is me, have a great night. Love ya. Sleep tight, and we'll see you next time.